wanted to make big commission checks, thousands at one time. So when I first got into business, I was doing both, and then I came to the realization that, man, I got to cut out all these side hustles and focus only on real estate because the business is there, but I was losing business because I was focused on my regular hustles. So once I cut out all the hustles to focus on real estate, which, you know, it took me about two and a half years to do, I had about 7 or 8 deals on the contract. All of them failed.
To the Reflection Show. My name is Ramsey Rizard. You never go to the mirror scripted. You always go unscripted. And today, here at the 7-Figure Summit, real estate investing, I'm telling you, it's been nothing but a phenomenal experience because we've been looking inside the business of those who's been making 7 figures. And I am blessed to have an amazing brother of mine. I mean, not only is he a celebrity realtor, but he is a phenomenal human being overall. I have the one and only Trey!
I appreciate you, my man.
What's up, Trey?
I'm very happy to be here.
I like the way you do that. I'm very happy to be here.
Right. Exactly.
So, Trey,
What's up, my brother?
man, you knocked 7 figures in your business. Of course, you didn't do it alone,
Yep.
but it all started from somewhere.
Right.
What was the beginning of that journey like that led you to speaking the way you were speaking today at this event?
Okay, so the beginning of the journey is as it is for most real estate agents, you're broke. You know, well, actually, I wasn't broke because I had hustles going on, you know,
Right.
all the things that I was doing. But at the same time, dealing with real estate clients, you don't know when you're getting a paycheck. So you're just working for free for people you don't know.
Wait, say that again. You're working for free.
Working for free.
Because a lot of people think you just became this overnight celebrity realtor.
No, sir.
Like, you were broke.
Yeah, you got to pay your dues, man. You got to pay your dues. So, all right, when I first got into real estate, I wasn't broke because I had all my hustles going on. I had my multiple streams of income, which was great. But the reason I got into real estate was to make thousands at a time. I was making hundreds, you know, a few, $300, $400, $500 daily.
Yeah.
You know, versus I wanted to make big commission checks, thousands at one time. So when I first got into business, I was doing both, and then I came to the realization that, man, I got to cut out all these side hustles and focus only on real estate because the business is there, but I was losing business because I was focused on my regular hustles. So once I cut out all the hustles to focus on real estate, which, you know, it took me about two and a half years to do, I had about 7 or 8 deals on the contract. All of them failed.
All of them.
All of them failed.
But
about
wait,
80 or 90,000 in commission.
You said something powerful. You were trying to balance out different streams
Yep.
at one point
Yep.
without realizing the magnitude that your next level would require your attention.
Exactly.
And due to that, you realize, holy crap, I need to focus on what's going to draw in my end goal to what I see in my future.
Of course.
And that was real estate.
Yes, sir.
And all of a sudden, you had all these deals and it just fell through.
All the deals.
What
fell
did that
through.
day feel like, bro?
Oh my God! Imagine working for 6 or 7 months straight without no money. And I had a Bentley at the time and a BMW, and I had these high-rise condos, and you know I was living my same lifestyle that I was used to living, and that lasted maybe 5 months, and that was it. I was dead broke from there, and that's when I decided to. Before I was dead broke, I had cut off all the hustles to focus on real estate. Focused on real estate, none of the deals closed, dead broke. Because all my hustles gone. Real estate, all my deals didn't go through. So I'm like, what the? It was hurtful. I was at one of the lowest points I've ever been in my life because I've never been dead broke like that. And it's been like 8 years before I was dead broke like that, you know. So it was very hurtful. I couldn't even pay my rent. My Christmas was there. I couldn't get my son the Jordans he normally would get, you know.
Wow.
And I'm like, man, this can't be real, you know. So I understand I done been broke before, so I understood it. But at the same time, I'm like, how can I focus? I mean, how can I leave all what I'm doing behind to focus on real estate, and it do me like this? So I knew, though, that the money was there. I knew that the potential was there, and I knew that I could be successful in it. So I was like, you know what? This is just my testimony, because I'm going to just buckle down and focus so hard that none of this is even going to matter. So from that day forward, which was December, when I was dead broke and needed a loan from one of my friends, the following year from that December, I made $525,000.
$500
in commission.
And $25,000
In 1 year.
In 1 year.
Yep. From dead broke.
And think about this. For you to stop and say that, what does it do to your heart?
It definitely warms it, man. I have a big heart, and I love to give back. I give back. I bought my family cars, and I love to give back, and I love to see other people wealthy as well. So it definitely made me feel great and blessed. However, my job is not done. I applaud myself, but I'm not going to be really applauding myself until I'm traveling the world and speaking to multiple different people and helping the people that's going through struggling childhood, that's going through domestic violence, and having my nonprofit set up to help brothers of our complexion, excel, just to expand our race and our mentality and to give the knowledge. That's when I'm really going to be applauding myself, when I'm riding around in my private jet. Now I'm still kind of materialistic, but my vision is to be traveling to different cities, different countries on a private jet, having multiple nonprofits set up in these places, in Africa as well, where our roots at, and just going to speak, because the greatest gift we can give is not just me helping someone buy a house. Anyone can help someone buy a house. That's a great thing to do. It's a blessing to be able to do, but it's not speaking internally to the person's mind and spirituality to let them know that there's greater things. I can just be greater, and I can give more than what I'm doing.
I like that. I could be greater. I can give more than what I'm doing, because that in itself. See, a lot of people don't realize, like, everywhere you go is a platform. Right. You don't need a stage.
Right.
You don't need you don't need an 8K camera, right?
Right.
All you need is someone who's willing to sit with you and to hear the very thing that your heart has to say. Because a lot of people, the reality is, whenever you're at the caliber that you're at, a lot of people look at your money as your identity.
Exactly.
They look at your clothes and your material things, and they don't realize, like, hey, Trey Williams is a human being. Like, he has desires and wants, and he has a purpose that God has blessed him that he needs to serve as his assignment, because God gives us tools so that we can dig deeper and place those seeds in places that doesn't have opportunity to eat what you've been blessed to eat. So now let's go into this next phase and this as we look into your business. Now that you're at the place of your life where you are able to give back, what do you feel like at this event today you gave to those who came?
I would like to say that I gave, for the real estate agents, knowledge of how to get into the luxury market, how to make sure they look the part and be confident and think success, and you can attract success to you by being that way. Also, I wanted to make sure that I touched on, just not from real estate, people passion, because your passion, you may see me selling real estate, selling $1 million of real estate, and that looks good, but that may not even be your passion. Yeah. So if you going after something that's not your passion, then you already doing the wrong thing. So I wanted to make sure I touch on how to find out what's your true passion in life and to go after that, because once you do that, you're going to be one of the best at it. Right. You're going to be blessed. Other people are going to be grateful that you've done it, because you're going to be a blessing to the world, because now you're living in your purpose. So that's what I really want to touch. I hope people really understood that. And
I feel like with you saying those words, you saw a mirror reflection of yourself sitting in that front row saying, you know what, I'm going to spend that to whatever the amount was.
Yeah.
You was willing to spend that money today as your old self, so that the word broke doesn't exist or live within your space or the community that you thrive in as a human being. So as we get ready to close this show here today, Trey, we looked inside of your business. We didn't go a little too deep, but we'll do that for season 3 of the show.
Okay, no
but
problem.
I know there's something else in your vault that you have that you can share with the young Trey watching. Okay. I want you to look at that mirror right there and share with them what's in your vault that can help inspire their lives.
Okay, got it. So I'll say I get a lot of younger guys and girls coming up 18 in high school or in college, don't really know what to do with their lives. I'm going to say right now, I was supposed to get into real estate when I was younger, around 21, 22. And never did because I needed money right then and there, and I started selling cars and all this other stuff. I wish I would have got into real estate at the earliest age. You can be 18 and get your real estate license. If you take it serious, you study hard, you pass your exams, you start working with your clients, you can be a millionaire in the business before the age of 25. If you get your license around 18 to 21, you can be a millionaire in the business before the age of 25. You take it serious, you be dedicated, be confident, believe in yourself, read the books, read success books, get a mentor, do everything you can. Focus all your attention and energy on where you want to go in life, on positivity, nothing negative, and you will achieve success.
Whatever you do, that there is still more time.
Of course.
Even though that tomorrow's not promised, but today is promised. And what are you going to do with that very information and knowledge and wisdom that Trey dropped right here on the Reflection Show? Listen, that's what it's all about. Looking into the business of those who are making seven figures. We got some amazing information from Trey. And listen, whatever you do, remember, your experience matters. And thank you so much for watching.